Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Hi everybody. Welcome to my fun little show and tell project is what I'm going to call it. The 50,000 subscriber special, which is all in thanks in part to you guys, the community, the fans. You're the big driving force behind everything I've been able to do. So this is me kind of opening up a little bit more about my background, my history, and everything like that. I think it's going to be pretty fun. I've got some pictures. I've got a video at least, but we'll see if there's other ones as well. But I think it's gonna be pretty fun. Chaos, hi, welcome. Okay, so I think we need to just jump right on in. So, God, I'm nervous now. I don't know why. I'm quite prepped. I feel like I'm pretty ready, but yet again, I don't really have a script. I just have ideas and a little order of things to make it a little easier for me. So, save any important questions for the end, please. I'm going to do my best to kind of go through a tour of highlights of my life, my experiences, things that led me to creative projects, and blah, 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 how the YouTube thing all happened and stuff. And we'll have a good little time. Okay. So, Who is this lovable, beautiful man on the screen right here? Well, that was me at the age of about 17, 18 years old. This was it was back in high school. I was part of quite a number of band programs. I was super into playing music, and so I was part of the pit orchestra as well because we also did like performances and stuff at the school as many schools do, and so I just remember this was really nice. And yes, I am indeed wearing Kakashi on my shirt out of Naruto because I was into anime at the time, as most teenage boys are. Oh, goodness. Anyway, moving on to let me have a little look here. One of the other cool little pictures I got here as well. I was in the steel drum band, like the calypso kind of music that you hear. Yeah, I was a beautiful guy. We just like to play some cool music. We played at a variety of like schools and stuff. It was really fun. Axel F was a big one that everybody really loved, especially when we did an international night at a school. They lost their minds when we played it. It was really fun. And then yeah, I was also in the marching band and stuff like that. It's quite a blurry photo. I do apologize, but I'm the one just in the middle here. And yeah, that's a sousaphone. Big old boy. Amazing times that was. But anyway, so I'd say in high school is when I um truly started getting kind of creative with some of my ideas and my thoughts. As a younger child, I was quite inspired by my older brother Adam, which you guys haven't met. Excuse me. Excuse me. So sorry about that. And he used to write comics, and because of that, obviously, I wanted to write comics. I was never very good at it, but because of the big, I'd say in high school, I kind of tried to give it a little bit more of a go, but I also kind of whittled it out because I wasn't really very good at drawing or really creating stories or anything. Because yet again, I was a kid. And I'd say in high school, I was very influenced a lot by anime. So I remember, I think like two comics I did were like very much based on Dragon Ball Z. Just it was cringy, really bad, and conveniently, I don't have any of that because we've moved a lot in life, and you lose a lot of things over time as you do. Um, but besides that, so I ended up obviously meeting other friends and everything, having a good little time in life, and I ended up befriending a guy who was very creative, and his name was Tony. And Tony and I decided, with our powers combined, we're going to form Tathony Productions. So goofy and cringy. Hi, sober nostalgic. Well, welcome to my little highlight tour of my life. And so Tony and I, we ended up coming up with like some creative story ideas and everything. But yet again, this is high school. We're talking like 2008, 2007, 2009 kind of time, nearly 20 years ago. And I remember we did like a music video for Jukebox Hero, which was just kind of goofy gag. We did some like short funny videos, which I can't find anymore. But the one that I think we were both really proud of that almost like became a real project that we properly worked on was called Slicer, and we loved the idea because it was kind of horrifying. It was horrific. It was about a serial killer, and I do have the trailer that we made for it way back in the day. So I'm gonna show you the trailer we made for Slicer. Now keep in mind, yet again, this is this is from like 2008, 2009. It's so funny. So this is old. It's gonna feel a little bit analog horror in a way. Wasn't the intention. This was just our storytelling idea at the time. So this is the trailer for a movie that we never ended up making, sadly. But we thought this was pretty good. This is Slicer. Oh, that's great to hear, Sober. 6 hours watching the ARG videos. Wow. Reminds me there's a lot of them. It's incredible. Oh, sorry. Yes, let me start the video. Summer 2008. 2008. God, such a long time ago. The video is quiet. I do apologize. We were actually really proud of this. A lot of cool, interesting little shots. Yet again, it feels like an analog horror would these days, right? The darkness is growing. But yet again, still a little cringy. It's great. It's so great. Great little type out of the case file. You watch the entire TSV and half of Binary Moon and half of Weird Birds. Nice, my dude. Very nice. I've got a playlist of all the Twitter story stuff. It makes it a little bit more convenient to find all of them in one place if that makes it easier for you. Mystery of Slicer. Serial killer sliced/cut victims after murder. Number of victims? 32. Number of suspects? 1. Caught? No. Truth is hidden. It's so great. I still think this is great, honestly. It's so goofy. It's so goofy. But it's like, it was great. Knives do not kill people. I had to share this. It's just such a funny part of my past. It's great. Slicer. People do not kill people. Slicer kills people. You can tell a couple of teenagers made this. But honestly, like, the cinematography and stuff for it is actually pretty good. Like, it's really not that bad. Coming summer 2008. Just kidding. A Tathoni production. Yes, so that was me and Tony. That was our passion idea was Slicer. Sadly, we did make a second teaser trailer for it, which was not as good. But yeah, sadly, never really saw the light of day. We had too many other things going on in our lives, and sadly, yeah, after high school, we didn't end up doing any future videos together, which was a shame. Which is a really shame because we had some really cool ideas. There was one about like he had a not exactly a musical that he wrote. I don't remember the name of it, but I remember we casted quite a number of people, and we even were able to cast a teacher in it. It was going to be quite cool, but yeah, we just never were able to really get it off the ground, sadly. Looks 110% like something you'd be hyped to watch because it looks like fun. Thank you, Chaos. I thought so too. We were really proud of Slicer. We loved the ideas we were coming up for. It was going to be really fun to do. You love how low budget horror films. One of your favorite horror films is Unfriended. Oh, that's the Skype one, isn't it? That's a weird one, man. I thought that was kind of myself, but it's a creative idea. It's a creative idea. You like Deathbed, the bed that it eats. Deathbed, the bed that it eats. That's crazy. Jesus. So yeah. Anyway, Tathoni Productions. That's what we did there, which was a shame. We didn't do anything further with it. But anyway, what else was I doing in high school besides playing in numerous bands, marching band, things like that? I was also the president of the video game club. Would you like to see? This is the little banner I made for our E3 video game club because we were just such nerds. The big highlight for that is we did a Guitar Hero tournament, and I wouldn't say I won. I tied with the teacher who was hosting it. We were both really good at Guitar Hero, so that was quite goofy and fun. But yeah, so inevitably, high school plays its course. I ended up moving on to university, which I went to Reinhardt. I went to Reinhardt University for music performance. I couldn't afford to keep doing it, so I only went for the one semester for a variety of reasons. But here's a beautiful shot of me there posing for an art student's little cinematography stuff he was doing. And another cool highlight we played in the semester was called Humans versus Zombies. Sorry, the picture is just a little bit. There you go. That's me. That's me right there. Humans versus Zombies. For those of you who have never heard of it or played it, it's a live action game which took place over. I think it was maybe like a month or two. It was quite long. And what was really cool is that there's one zombie to start with, and then everybody else is a human. The humans get like Nerf guns and stuff. And if a zombie touches you, then you become a zombie. And ultimately, they were like team objectives to do, so you could like maybe earn bonuses and power ups. And basically, it was like the last human standing wins. It was just a cute, fun little thing for all of us to kind of play in between classes and stuff like that. And it was a good little time. Good little time, actually, to be honest. And as you could tell, based on this, I very quickly became a zombie. I think maybe like day 4 or 5. Yeah, it was a lot of people got turned really quick. But that was fun. That was quite fun. Another highlight of my university days was this fun little picture here. So I used to stay in a dorm on campus, as a number of people do at unis. And what was really silly was at one point we had a bed bug infestation in the dorms. We don't know exactly who started it or where it came from or anything, but we just know that we were told to I think for about 2 weeks during the fumigation process, we were relocated to the gym in these random bunk bed style things they had. And we had to live there, we had to shower there, we had to do all of our studies and everything, and it was insane. So it was very goofy, very very. I think we were still playing Humans vs. Zombies as well, so it was even further to get to a safe zone for us, because now instead of, walking maybe like, I don't know, 100 feet to, because Reinhardt's a small campus. We didn't have to go very far to reach certain buildings, but the gym was the furthest thing. It was like at the other end of town. It was ridiculous, but the town isn't big. It is so stupid. Anyway, so university days and all that jazz. I wasn't really doing anything super creative during these times, although I did write part of a novel back in high school days, but we will come back to the novels because they do make future appearances, as I will show you. But anyway, so university, all that jazz, blah blah blah. I end up doing a little bit of moving around. I end up going to doing some work actually in an Italian restaurant in Roswell, Georgia, which was very fun. No longer there; it has since shut down, which is a bit of a shame. But I remember I got to celebrate my 21st birthday in the States, and here's a little fun drunk picture of me, my 21st birthday, just for funsies, wearing a cool little leather jacket. But here's an excellent picture of me at the Italian restaurant. There I am there, nice little fun time, just having a good time with my people. Was working there for a good 4 years. It was good times, man, good little times. Fun little family unit we had. While I was working there, I was also trying to go to a college, community college and stuff. Just anything to kind of, keep getting myself out there while I'm working and, doing your life as you do. And I ended up having some of the best roommates in my life. My boys right here. We played a lot of beer pong, did a fair amount of drinking, not gonna lie. We also did a lot of working. We did a lot of studying, went to school together and everything. It was great. Real good fun times. So much so that we ended up going on like vacations together and everything. Look at that, just some charming boys. Ah, look at us. Aren't we so professional and beautiful? God, we look like we just rule in the world. So much fun. We also did group costumes for Halloween. This is classic Flintstones. You got Barney, you got Fred, me as the Great Gazoo. And, where's the other one? What? Oh, it's past this one, sorry. Here's another one. This is me as, as oh God, was it Blue Magnum? out of Zoolander. Oh, God, very funny. Anyway, so that was all that stuff. Here's a fun picture of me and my younger brother. We were doing a beer crawl because the World's End movie had come out, and it was just kind of a fun little time for us while we were living in Cornwall at the time. Just fun little adventure we had. It was good. I also ended up working at a pub with my dad here. There's my beautiful little face. Younger me, still a bit of beautiful facial hair, kind of still figuring myself out over these years. Cornwall was quite a venture, and then let's see, we've also got, here's me, here's a buddy Gaz, and this man down here is Tom. who I ended up working at a chippy for a little over maybe a year. It might have been a year. It might not have been very long. Then after all that, I ended up working at a hotel for about 4 years. I was there for quite a long time over the years of COVID as well, to put into example. While I was at Cornwall at the hotel, I ended up linking up with some fantastic dudes, and we created Badlands Boys, which was the urban exploration little YouTube channel that we came up with, and it was really fun because I kind of did like on again, off again Let's Plays over the years, but they weren't really very good. I don't even have a lot of that footage anymore, which is a bit of a shame. It is what it is, which is fine. The ones that really were popular for me back in the early days of the Let's Play stuff, where it was like 2019, was Rusty Lake. I'll show you a little bit of that later. And so Badlands Boys was quite fun. This looks like it's just a typical TV promo kind of a thing, if you ask me. And, we were exploring all kinds of cool places, like abandoned bunkers and things like that. It was great. The YouTube channel is still up. We've even got like a podcast that we did and everything. I'll show you some of those in just a little bit. So that was quite fun. That was very creative. I really enjoyed being able to, we explored like a cave at one point. We almost went into a mine, but mines are quite dangerous. Luckily, Cornwall, tons of weird abandoned things down there, which was just fantastic. There was a satanic site and everything. We were investigating a weird rumored mystery, which turned out had levels of truth to it. All kinds of goofy, fun shit. It was good times, really good times with the Badlands Boys. I gotta see how they're doing. Later on, after Cornwall, I ended up moving back up north. I ended up in York, which York was a fantastic time. Did some work up there. Ended up working in Leeds, living in York. Pretty fun little dream time, if you ask me. I was doing IT contract work for the NHS in Leeds, which was quite good, quite lucrative. And at the end of the project, I ended up kind of running the team for like the last 2 months. And here's a little highlight picture of our time, just goofing about, pulling our boy around. It was very fun, not bad. And just fun little indie picture of that little tour of me reuniting with some of my buddies from the States. Very fun times. So anyway, that's highlight reel of my life. So yet again, I brought up novels. Well, one novel. I ended up writing. It's not done, but this was back in 2008, 2009. I've even still got the email about it, which I sent to myself to make sure I still had it back in 2009. 2009. So this was the first proper story I ever started working on. It's called The Legend of Viral. And it's, funnily enough, it's got 34 pages, so I certainly wrote quite a fair amount. I really, really did. I had some good ideas. I was really into Fire Emblem and Elder Scrolls at the time, so that was obviously big inspirations as to some of the names and some of the things that happened in the story, which is quite fun. But it's not like I stole any of their IP things. It was yet again inspirational stuff, which was quite fun. And another one that I ended up coming with, I'd say about a year after this one, was called Banneker. And I really liked the idea of Banneker because it was a little bit more of like a magician tale, where his dad has gone missing and everything. He was also a magician, and like his name is a taboo, so he only goes by his last name. I had some really cool ideas for it, but I never really saw the light of day. This is as far as I got, up to like the first paragraph, really, so didn't really get super far. I've always liked the idea of being able to tell stories and write stories and be creative, but I never really had much of the time to do any of it enough. I mean, yet again, this was back in high school when I was still doing. I was in like 4 different bands, right? Like I didn't have time. I really didn't have time, and then I was also running the video game club and everything. Like I just didn't have enough time for my creative outlets. Excuse me. That's okay, if you ask me. I don't think that's really a bad thing, because I still have access to some of the stuff anyway. What else is next? I need to go to. So shouldn't you the mail? One thing that did happen during my years, I ended up working with my younger brother, who you've met through the Everyman Hybrid and the Marble Hornet streams. And this is actually a wiki page of one of the videos that I'm in of his project, which is called Jordan Eats Normally Now. It's a bit old now, but he's got other things as well. We'll kind of highlight a little bit. And in that, I basically, we go into a house. It's a strange house where I end up throwing myself into a door and being trapped in the empty city. But what's really fun is that while inside this house, which is quote-unquote abandoned, I steal a sausage roll out of their fridge, and I just eat it, because I'm like, look, if this place is abandoned, nobody's coming back for this food, I'm going to eat it. And yeah, so I was apparently so popular enough they gave me a little wiki page. I thought that was cute. Thought that was fun. Which yet again, you can find a lot of his stuff through his actual website, which is DJ32 at neocity dot sorry, DJ32.neocities.org. I can put a link in the description later, where he does a lot of his stuff here. You can see all the kind of stuff he's working on. I mean, he's got all kinds of stories. He's got music, games. He does his own little Let's Plays. He has a James Joyce fan page, for example. He's a busy boy, real busy boy. And yeah, so this is actually the video where I steal the sausage roll. It's called "I Brought Nathan to the House." I'm not going to show you it, but yeah, basically, big ol'. He's been doing this stuff for years. Doing this kind of stuff for years. Let me tell you, he's got a lot. He's got a lot. So, big inspirations for some of the crazy analog horror, ARG elements, things like that. Very fun. Very, very fun. Oh, this is some of the Badlands Boys stuff that I was talking about, the urban exploration times that we did. Just a couple of little videos. I'm not really probably going to show you any of these because some of these are, yet again, some of them a little long and everything, but, you know, we did like mini venture and everything like that. We're checking out some bunkers, some little pillboxes and stuff like that down in Cornwall. It was very fun. Very cool. Badlands Boys, Urban Explorers. Good times. Real good times. I think this is the first one that really started us off, where we were checking out some of the bunkers and ended up potentially seeing somebody while we were doing it. It's a bit sketchy and a shame, but it was very fun. Very good times. Really enjoyable. I mean, look at that. Great thumbnail, if you ask me. Great thumbnail. Dude going down into an abandoned bunker. Really creepy. It's awesome. Let's see. The other things I've also worked on throughout my life, my years. This is Too Weird to Be True, as some of you may or may not know. It was kind of a oh god, it was basically almost more like a podcast. It was a lot of conversations between me and Ligea, which she's a German anthropologist, and she has tons of amazing stories, like tons of crazy things that you might never have heard about. Which is this is her brainchild. Is Too Weird to Be True. I just kind of helped start putting it out into the world. And I'm really glad we did. It was really, really fun. I know she has plans to continue it. I don't know when, but if she ever lets me know, I'll be sure to let you guys know, because some of the stuff we covered were really cool. I mean, you know, the monkey police is still something I bring up to this day. You've got all the crazy mermaids over all kinds of different countries and everything like that. Diving pigs and everything. The Utsurubune and the other weird UFO stories. The theories about Nessie, for example. How Superman and Batman came from the same place. Just all kinds of really cool shit. It was really fun. Let's see. I think I've mentioned how Rusty Lake was. Kind of one of the first real big Let's Play things I started doing was the Cube Escape and Rusty Lake series. So much so that it's still on my Facebook channel. I've got all kinds of other stuff here as well that are quite old, but yeah, the most popular was, yet again, Cube Escape, Rusty Lake, and really great, horrifying little mystery games, if you ask me. I think they're really great, really weird, really great. Yeah, still even got the playlist and everything, which goes back to 2020, it looks. Oh no, I think it goes further back if I actually check, technically speaking. No, apparently just 20. I guess that's when I put it up. Anyway, that's fine. Then we've, so obviously one of the biggest things that has brought everybody's attention to my channel is the fact that I covered Twitter stories, which starts with Haunted Cabin, I think was technically the first one back in 2022. So yet again, only 3 years ago is when I kind of started delving into these stories. I've always enjoyed horror over the years. I've always been quite a horror fan when it comes to movies and everything. I'd say this definitely really started in high school. High school was really the big turning point for me, where I really kind of delved into being quite a creative and interesting person, in my opinion. And it kind of went from there. But so yet again, these are the 2020s though, which is 10 something years after high school. And the only reason I kind of really did any of these is because I stumbled upon them randomly. I stumbled upon, I don't even think Haunted Cabin was the first one I found. The first one I technically found was the Gregory 88 thread, which, yet again, quite a number of years ago. And it's quite interesting because, so, I really liked it. It was pretty difficult to kind of find everything, but inevitably I was able to kind of piece it all together through the Twitter account. And I was really interested in the story, and I was like, oh, it's amazing. But it was also a little difficult to kind of figure out and find, so I tried to look on YouTube. I was like, oh, somebody must have done a video about this. And people did snippets and reviews of it, but they didn't do the full story. And so for me, I'm like, well, that's not cool. I'll do it then. I'll be the one who puts the whole story together, and I'll put it out in a way so that people can can hear the story too, because if it's a cool story, why not make sure everybody can see, read, hear, whatever, right? And so that's kind of what started the journey for me of kind of covering stories. I've always loved these kind of things, and I thought these were really interesting, and it just kind of fell on my plate to be like, hey, why don't I do it? And yeah, it's really started with Gregory 88, Haunted Cabin, Doppelganger. They were definitely some of the first ones I really kind of started with. And yet again, even to begin with, they didn't really go anywhere. They didn't really explode. They weren't super popular or anything, which is fair enough. It took years. It took like almost 2 years. It took almost 2 years for them to really start going. There was an algorithm change, and then all of a sudden, those videos just they started shooting to the moon. It was insane, and I was like, oh. All of a sudden, I was a YouTube partner. Things were kind of going on, and I was like, oh my god, well clearly people want Twitter stories. I'm gonna keep doing Twitter stories. So from there, I added Red Monkey. I did like little Grady Hendrix one, Lurchers. I was told about Weird Birds by a fan at the time, which is what started me on that crazy fun journey with Weird Birds, which, by the way, is still ongoing. It's just still in a little bit of a not quite finished phase, but part 3 is coming. Just to let you know, I have to say it every single time. Dear David obviously was another fantastic one that I even remember when that was like coming out and everything. Like I was really intrigued in the story way back in the day when it was still live from Adam Ellis. I thought it was so cool. But yet again, so many people review these stories and so many people have snippets and stuff, but nobody had a big definitive like video of some of these stories. So I yet again stepped in and thought I'll be the guy. We ended up doing ones that other people submitted as well, like Gmod Twitter story by Laughing Gas. We have the IASR Twitter story investigation, which covered some potentially haunted places in Thailand. We got the Sun Vanish stuff, the Binary Moon Project, the Wayho Files. There's about 18 different ones so far. If I'm honest with you, there's really not going to be many more. I think Weird Birds might be the only one that's really continuing. If there are any that I've missed, though, definitely be sure to let me know, because the more information I have, well, the more I can give you, right? And that's fantastic if you ask me. But yeah, so it all kind of spurred because I decided to cover something that I thought other people would want to know, right? And that's literally how my journey started to become where I'm at in YouTube. And it's because, so you might not be able to hear that, but I could. It's because, yet again, people they want to know these stories. They want to know anything that's cool, anything that's interesting. And the best part about these stories is the fact that it's not just text, it's not just posts, it's also pictures, it's also video, it's audio, it's a variety of things. In some cases, it might take you to a website like an ARG or something like that, They could be really cool, but not everybody has it in a simplified way to be consumed. So I just filled that gap, at least when it came to the Twitter stories. I mean, there are plenty of other ARGs and other weird stories out there, of course, I'm sure. But, some of them get real hard to cover. And although I'd be happy to do that if there's demand for these things, but I haven't really heard of massive amount of demand for certain ones, so I don't know. I wouldn't even know where to start, really. But yeah, so within obviously the Twitter space being quite popular on my channel, people asking, oh, well, why don't you narrate other stories, maybe like Reddit stories and stuff, which is why I started doing that. I kind of just followed whatever fan demand was, right? Which I think is the smart way to go. You listen to what your fans want, you're going to keep finding ways to give them the stuff they want, right? I also obviously try to do like live investigations of stuff. I thought about maybe delving into the world of true crime, things like that. But I feel like true crime is super saturated, I would be interested in doing that. I don't really know how best I'm going to do it because I feel like there's a really great imagery that comes with those, and I don't really have all of that all the time. And yet again, there's so many others who do it, and I feel like it's just gonna be a bit of I'd do it if people want me to, but haven't heard a lot of demand for it. So I might do like unsolved mystery ones. I think that's kind of fun. I think those are really cool, especially because we can come up with theories and everything. That's kind of nice. But yeah, not exactly sure. Not exactly sure. I've also pondered the idea of doing some live vlog stuff, but I wouldn't do it on this channel because I feel like Nate at Night really needs to kind of stick to its horror-based focus, maybe storytelling and shit like that. But I would say that I'd probably do one, which I think would be really funny to call Nate at Day, where it's, more daytime, happier, not so scary, serious shit, right? That's just a funny idea I had. I might end up doing it. Not really sure yet. Just kind of letting you know where I'm at with some of my thoughts. What else have I got up here? Oh my god, I'm so old. I forgot I had a MySpace page. But weirdly, none of my photos are working. None of my photos are working. But I can still see the little descriptions. Black and white picture, looking good with my new hair when I had like a shorter haircut. Burning background. Probably when I had like the guitar pictures and stuff. Yeah. So also a lot of my stories can be found on podcasting platforms such as Spotify, for example, or Scary Stories by Nate at Night. These are literally just the Reddit ones. That it's also in the video format, but they can be accessible via audio. I think also if I check here, I know they're available on like Amazon, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, other ones as well. A lot of places where you can find podcasts. I've also got the dad and lad stuff that I do with my dad, which was basically us fucking around talking about movies and sometimes having a beer. The Too Weird to Be True stuff is still also available through Spotify and podcasting platforms, and also when we as the Badland Boys did a little podcast as well, even that's up here as well. Still all out there. Otherwise, I mean, there's YouTube videos and stuff as well. Yeah, no, that's basically all of the past, all of the past. Yeah. I would say so. The current future stuff that I'm working on. Let's go ahead and just kind of cover a little bit of that. There we go. That's better. So yet again, I'm waiting for Weird Birds Part 3 to be finished. So in which case, then I can do the covering of the story for it. Wayhill Files was the most recent thing that happened on that front, which it's mostly just extra weird information about the universe, but nothing super crazy. Twitter stories, yet again, I don't know how many others there are going to be. Sorry, I have no idea. If there are any that I've missed and people want me to cover it, be sure to just let me know in any comments. You can always send me an email at natedognarrates@gmail.com. I can always put the my contact email in the description below, but it's I think it's accessible on my main YouTube page anyway. The thing I'm currently properly working on, besides obviously covering videos and shit, is I am working on a multiple story project. And I'll tell you that the entry story is called The Moon Blinked. I will tell you that. I don't know if I've told anybody else that, so you're getting a first exclusive here. The Moon Blinked. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty fun. And it'll end up establishing, not really a cinematic universe or anything like that, but it kind of brings in this mysterious organization, and you end up finding out that they've been working on a number of anomalous projects. Things that they've been documenting, observing, etc. And I've got a couple of fun ideas with some of that. I'm also working on like the logo and stuff. I've got a variety of things that I'm doing to kind of flesh that out further. I've got quite a number of stories that are going to be attached to them. They're going to have like case files and everything. It's going to be pretty fun, I think, anyway. I'm going to end up including a number of collaborators. A number of people will be allowed to be involved, in which case their names might be part of the organization. They'll be on like case files and stuff like that. They might be able to contribute stories and everything. I think it's going to be really cool. I think it's going to be super, super cool. And whenever I finally launch the Reddit community, that's when the Moon Blinked Part 1 will officially go out, including probably like case file and stuff like that. That's when things will really start kicking off in that story universe that I'm working on. Yeah. What else am I working on? What else am I thinking of doing? I've always liked the idea of doing paranormal investigation stuff. I am quite a skeptic myself. I love the idea of ghosts and spooky, scary shit. Haven't had any experiences myself to be like, oh wow, yeah, it's real. I think a lot of it is bullshit. And I think that's understandable, right? Because there's so much of it. There's so many videos, there's so many TV shows, there's tons of that shit out there. I'm not saying it's all bullshit. Because see, the thing is, if even one of the pictures, the videos, or any of it is real, then it makes you fucking think, right? And so for me, I'm curious. I'm super curious. I'd love to have weird experiences. I'd love to be able to start piecing together mysteries of the fucking universe and shit like that. I think it'd be really cool. But yet again, you need like specialized gear and all that stuff. But I'd love to check out spooky places. I mean, yet again, that's a big reason why we did urban exploration. We got to check out abandoned buildings and stuff like that. Not usually at nighttime, though, because it gets very dangerous, and sometimes it's homeless people, but, whatever. Yeah. Chloe, hi. Yeah, sorry, I noticed your message was a little bit ago. I just wanted to make sure I got through the highlight background tour of my life, which I like to ramble. There's a little bit of structure here, but it's also a little bit of all over the place. I've done a number of things over the year, I really have. and I thought I was going to be fine doing the kind of order that I did. I did struggle. I did jump around a little bit. I'll be honest, but I thought it was all right. I thought it was all right. I feel like I've somewhat covered my life because yet again, I'm not going to give you all the crazy details of the pictures and the videos and all that shit. You don't need all that. You need the most important parts, some of the cool highlights that I like, and the establishing things that kind of got me to this point. You know, yeah. I think that's about it. Yeah. Are there any other questions, or how's everybody doing today? Now that I've kind of spouted my mouth off for 30 minutes, I definitely need a break. I need a mental break after that. How's everybody's day? How are we all doing? Do we have any questions for me? We'll probably I'm happy to hang out for another 15, 20 minutes or so, depending on how we do. We can always do whatever. Chaos. I'm just still in awe about the high school clubs. Really? You're in awe about the fact that it was only for like a year I was president of the high school club. But one of my best friends at the time was the president of the anime club, so that's why we kind of like combined forces, which is why the club logo thing had like anime stuff as well. We were like kind of working in tandem. But yeah, for 1 year I was president of the video game club. It's very true. It's very true. We didn't really have those in video game. Oh yeah. Oh, I see, Chaos, because you're talking about like before. You didn't have any like school clubs even. That seems. I suppose yeah. There were different times, weren't there? And yeah, I don't know when school clubs became a thing. I just know that when I was in high school, like they were already in establishing. I mean, you had like chess club, there was book club, there was a sci-fi club, there was like an AV club. There was, I think there was a French club if I remember correctly, but don't quote me on that one. I'm not entirely sure. There were maybe like 8 or 9 clubs. There weren't a crazy amount of clubs, but yeah, video game club, funnily enough, was one of them. Out of all the club choices, I was really surprised too. Yeah, and I ended up becoming president at my last year of high school. It was good fun. It was good little fun. We held tournaments and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. The anime club, they used to basically every week they would meet up and they'd watch like an anime movie or like TV show or something like that. You know, expected. No questions so far, and your day has been good. Good, Chloe. That's really good to hear. Really good to hear. Chaos says, we would have never had video game or anime clubs in school. Well, small town southern Indiana, U.S. Wow, that's fair. Might have had like farmers club then, right? That's so rude. I'm so sorry. No, of course not. Of course not. No, it's understandable. I mean, Georgia was, when you say Georgia, actually, it really doesn't sound like it would be, but Georgia was quite diverse. They did all kinds of crazy shit, so it wasn't very surprising. You started slashing languages and arts, sports. Oh yeah, sports. So for us at our high school, it was all about the arts, the drama, and the music programs. They were like the big ones for us. Those were the ones that put us on the map because our we had sports clubs. Like the basketball team was okay. We had like a lacrosse team, which I don't know what the fuck they did, but our high school football team was the worst team possible. Like the last time they did anything remotely good was in 1969. Bad, a bad reputation. And the worst part was being the marching band. We knew this, and we had no choice but to still go and perform and have fun. I remember one time we somehow got a touchdown, and the whole school celebrated for a week. We still lost the game, but we got a fucking touchdown, and we were like, they never score. We were like, they've never done this before. It was insane. It was insane. We were excited about a touchdown. Fucking outrageous. But to be fair, we were the Spartans, and some genius out there decided, you know what we're going to call our field? Thermopylae. And for those of you who don't know what that means, Thermopylae is where the Spartans famously lost and died. You ever see the movie 300? It's that scene. And they thought, yeah, we're going to call this field Thermopylae. What a good fucking idea. Maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know. It's fucking stupid. That was a terrible idea. Band here myself too, but in junior high, couldn't do marching. I was more concert. I get that. Yeah. Yeah, concert was always a big thing. Our wind ensemble was quite impressive. Yeah, no, the arts department of drama, it was a big deal for us. Like that was what really put us on the map. Our sports were just not as good. Yeah, it was good times, real good times. But yeah, that's also part of the reason why I got like super into music. I mean, we had like just capabilities doing all kinds of stuff. Our drama department ended up like performing one of their musicals, Bat Boy, over in Scotland, for example. Fucking random, right? Like, it was crazy. We were on the map. We were doing stuff. We didn't have the best reputation, but you know, we were doing stuff. It was good. It was very cool. Yeah, but that, I mean, big reason I was playing a lot of brass instruments. I played a lot of like trumpet, trombone, baritone, tuba, all that stuff. I played everything brass. Everything brass. I was just in love with. I was in the jazz band. I was in the steel drum band. I was in the marching band, the wind ensemble, the concert band. I did like all of it. And then because I was so into music and I was like, I don't know what I want to do in my life, I'm going to go music performance. So I went to a prestigious Reinhardt University, which is a big, prestigious music university. And yeah, I couldn't afford it. So that dream very quickly died. And gave me a good, healthy dose of reality, if you ask me. It really, really did. I ended up far more focusing on my other big interest, which was IT and business. Yeah, I've always loved IT. Always loved IT. I love technology. I love software. I love hardware. I'm very good at hardware. Not so good at software, but I do understand it. But my dad is more the software side. That's like his fucking arena. He loves that shit. But yeah, he used to build a lot of robots growing up. Software robots, not hardware robots. He still uses software robots to this day. Ones that he's had developed for like 30, 40 years. It's fucking crazy. Also feel the writing thing. I wrote a book and lost it before I could type it because it was pen and paper. Clarinet here. Oh, you're a clarinet player, of course. You know, I got that vibe from you. I definitely got that vibe from you. Hi, Howler. Hi, buddy. Welcome. Oh, that's funny. That's real funny. So most likely the Legend of Errol and Banneker stuff that I do have, I'll probably end up putting that out. Maybe in the Reddit whenever that finally launches. I feel like I've no shame in showing the cringiness of my teenage years. Because, like I said, I might end up revisiting one day. I probably won't, but who knows? Who knows? If anything, it's just a good reminder for people that not everybody's perfect, you know? And, I mean, I'm definitely not fucking perfect. But it's good to embrace where you came from. It's good to learn from your experiences, and it's also good to not really be embarrassed about all of them. Some things you can be, and that's okay. But for me, I'm like, I think it's endearing, really. I think it's endearing. And I just thought this would be a fun way for me to kind of showcase a little bit of that. I didn't show you guys everything, all the embarrassing shit. I got tons of fun fucking weird stories from experiences in my life. But yet again, I didn't feel like they were super relevant here, you know? You've completed chapter 1 of 100% Wolf Origins. Awesome. Awesome, High Howler. That's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. Oh, God, it's getting real hot now. To be fair, it's crazy. It's crazy sunny today. Super sunny. Like, that's just, look at that. Just pure beaming sunshine. Oh. This was also an experimental live stream. I'm testing out a thing, which I don't think I'm allowed to disclose. But, and no, it's not an ARG thing. It's just a business thing. Don't worry about it. It's not really doing anything, if I'm honest with you. Fun is better than just good on a technical level, though. Good in a technical level can be boring. Yeah, I would agree. I would definitely agree. Good in a technical level can be boring. For frickin' sure. Hi, Howler. It shows the story of the couple that raised the infant human Kryptonian hybrid. The couple are the human Joseph Wolfware and the werewolf Tori Wolfware. They raised the infant named Kent Wolfware. And you don't have to give the last name every single time. Unless, obviously, they're different last names. A lot of Wolfwares. Did you call them Wolfware because that's werewolf backwards? That's the vibe I got. That's cool, though. That's cool, man. Good job, High Howler. Good stuff. That sounds fun. Thank you, Gales. Whose birth name is Dylan Lycan, the last son of the Lycans. It's really on the nose so far. Really on the nose so far, High Howler. People will very quickly figure out their identities, unless they're really fucking stupid. That's just my opinion. But stories can be silly. Yet again, my story, I mean, I'm not gonna read you these stories out loud, of course not my fucking early novels. But as I said, when the Reddit goes live, which I'm hoping it'll be soon, the Nate at Night Network, I'm gonna call it, and it's gonna be open to everybody. They can submit stories, we can do forum talks, we can do all kinds of random shit. It's just gonna be public. It's gonna be open to everybody, all kinds of fun, moderated, of course. We're not gonna allow hatred and racism and shit like that in there. But like, for funsies and, building community and, people showing off what they're doing and telling their own stories and stuff, I think it'd be really fun. I think it'd be really, really fun. Yeah. In which case, people can submit all the stuff there. I think it'd be great. Because the only problem with it in the Discord is that the Discord gets so clogged with shit. It's got so many fucking text channels now. And I'm like, yeah, and not all of them are even used anymore. So I got to figure something out with that. Dylan Lycan is a human Kryptonian hybrid who was accepted and raised by his biological parents, Derek and Rachel Lycan. It's a whole lot of Lycans. Whole lot of obvious on the nose names. But So he's a human Kryptonian hybrid who is also part werewolf. Isn't that 3 halves? Have we got a man-bear-pig situation going on? That's kind of fun. I like that, High Howler. I like that. Chaos says, maybe they think it's too on the nose. People miss things when they're too obvious in real life all the time. You know what? That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Do have to give you that one. It's a me, Benny. Yo, it's you in the flesh. Love the vids, man. Your voice is so nice. Thank you. It's a me, Benny. I appreciate that, buddy. Really appreciate that. Big ups and love to you as well, my friend. Big ups and love to you. Dylan is just human Kryptonian, but he's Dylan Lycan, and I'm assuming Lycans are lycanthropes, right? But I could be wrong. I might be misunderstanding. It could just be a name, in which case, a good red herring. He's half human and half Kryptonian. Yes, I did get that. You should make him 3 halves, because then that's just funny. Because people will be wound up about that. It's like, no, it's funny. It's really funny that way. His voice is the coolest real. Oh, guys, stop. It's mainly the settings, all right? It's settings of the microphone and everything. It's really not me. I'm just trying to be like a calm, casual guy, all right? Ha 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 ha. But thank you. No, for real. It all feedback and comments are taken and appreciated. Digested, and every bit matters. All feedback is important, even the bad ones. Not that I get a lot of bad ones. I really don't. Except sometimes people in my older videos, especially the older Twitter ones, are like, "Oh, you're not the appropriate narrator for this." I'm like, well, this was like 4 years ago when I didn't know what I was doing, and I did not have a good microphone. So, thank you. If you listen to a newer video, you might be like, actually, no, yeah, he's improved. He's learned. Sorry, I keep looking over here, even though the camera's here. It's because the chat's over here. So I am looking at you, and I made it so in the video it looks like I'm looking at the chat box. I thought that would be kind of fun. Do you also like the fun, pretty background? I thought it was a little bit more pleasant. I think it's quite nice. It makes me think like a watercolor kind of thing with clouds and stuff. It's really cool, really nice. Anyway, in the My Street series, dude, that was a weird game, man. My Street? I remember me and my brother used to play that. I know that's not what you're talking about. It's just I remember the name for some reason. Derek and the Lycan use the last names Wolfwares to hide Aaron from the human site because Aaron Lycan is an Ultima. We're getting so confused. There's so many terms and names coming up. I'm so lost. See, I like your voice in those too. So there you go. It's you, my dude. Aw, shut up, Chaos. You're just a big fan. That's what you are. You're just great. You're just great. That's what you are, and I appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. You don't have Reddit. You only have a Wattpad. I've heard a lot about Wattpad, but I haven't really been on there. I think that is where like a lot of fan fictions go. Is that right? Am I talking at my ass? I don't know. But I've heard of Wattpad. I haven't really done any. I haven't really been on there before. Yet again, I've been a lot of a Reddit person myself. And I've been on 4chan maybe twice in my life, but even that, I was like, hey, this isn't for me. I think Reddit was always kind of the place that I felt like I belonged. We're getting massive lore drops here. We really are, aren't we? No, you mean My Street and the Lycans. My Street is a roleplay series created by Afmau. I figured that's what you were talking about. Yeah. Or, I mean, it's better to have your context because I make up silly assumptions. So that's just me. Oh God, yeah. I was gonna say for my writing project series, big thing that I'm doing. Do you guys want to know the name of the organization? The cool mysterious organization that I might have extra collaborators involved in? I've got a temporary logo. I'm still working on. I've got some ideas for it, but I haven't really been able to graphically design a good one yet. But I will show you. I will show you what it's called and my temporary logo for the time being, because I think it's gonna be really fun. Anonymous, hi buddy. If I remember, didn't you stream Fortnite? No, I have not streamed Fortnite. I've streamed Roblox once or twice. I have done that, but not Fortnite. But thank you anyway, Anonymous. It's nice to have you here. Great work on what you're doing by fucking around people politically online. I think it's really funny. Anonymous, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, popping into a Nate at Night stream. He appreciates the small folks. Yes, let me show you guys. Where is it? Here we go. This is the name of the organization that's involved in a lot of my stories in the future. The Infinity Bureau. It was the Discord. It wasn't exactly a secret or anything. But yeah, the Infinity Bureau. You guys are quite relevant to the stuff that I'm writing at the moment. Because yet again, we're going to release things like case files. Every case file will have a story that is attached to it, which I will do narrations for. I might even have other people voice act as well, depending on the stories and stuff like that. I think it's going to be pretty fun. My plan is with some of these case files, I'm going to print them out. I'm going to take pictures of them, put them up on Reddit like that. So it gives it kind of an ARG feel, but it's not a true ARG. It's just more like interesting stories and case files with extra elements to kind of just up it a little bit. I might have like audio logs as well. I think that'd be a pretty fun idea. I've got quite a lot of stuff, quite a lot of cool ideas in mind for this, which I might be contacting people soon about some stuff involved with this. But very head fiction. Thank you. Thank you very much. But yeah, anyway. When Reddit finally happens, the first story that establishes these guys will come out. I've got some cool ideas. It's cool. I think they're cool anyway. I think they're cool. They're probably pretty cringy, but I think they're cool. Let's see. Reddit is a mixed bag, but there's good places there. Tumblr's had the same problem. I get that. I think everywhere has issues, and you just kind of figure out what works for you, right? I think that's for sure the way. Left anything you share is there in Roblox. Think with Portals. I really like your videos. Thank you, Think with Portals. Great reference, by the way. I love that. Portal was a great game. I love Valve, Half-Life, all that. And oh god, Half-Life. Oh, they've got like a demo of Half-Life 2, like ray tracing and stuff. Oh, and then apparently Half-Life 3 is maybe gonna be made, but they always love saying that. I don't think it's ever gonna happen. Valve don't make 3s. They always go up to 2. They never make a 3. Anything from my brain. Then how am I sub to you? I don't know, Anonymous. Figured out. You sub because of the Sun Vanish story. Makes sense. Happy having you here regardless. There will be future stories. Well, maybe not the Sun Vanish. Sun vanishes. Probably never coming back, which sucks. But there are other cool Twitter stories I've covered, and there will hopefully be other cool stories in the future. Otherwise, every Wednesday I cover a Reddit story. And there might be other stories I cover instead of just Reddit. I'd like to expand my horizons. And I think at one point I might end up covering fan fictions, but that might have to be behind a paywall because those get very inappropriate. But I think it'd be really funny. I think it'd be really funny to cover some of those. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Anyway, Derek Lycom is about to live his perfect life as a dad and about to live best at raising his son, Dylan, until the Ultima curse gave him the power to kill a wilder wolf, transforming him. Now there's a wilder wolf? I'm so... You introduce a new element every single sentence. It's big expansions. This is cool. Okay. Into Ultima number 8. Now we've gone anime. or we've gone Marvel. I'm not sure yet. And yes, Wattpad has fanfiction. It has all the categories you can select with when you write stories. Oh, well, I'll have to give it a glance. I'll have to have a look at Wattpad. Good to know. Didn't you get the memo, man? Cringe is dead to be free. I don't care. I'm gonna do what I want to do. You think I really care about how cringy something is? I am certainly a cringy one myself. Let me tell you. I don't care. I think he's great. You mean you wrote MLP fan fiction, including a horror one? Ooh, chaos! What are you gonna be my first fan fiction story reads? Oh my god, that's is that how we start my fan fiction stories? It's covering yours, dude. I'll tell you, I do it. That's great. You're actually proud of the horror one? Fantastic. Q Johnson, hi, buddy. Welcome to chat. You've read that from the 100% Wolf Wiki. Oh, sorry. You were saying the Wilder Wolves are an ancient order of werewolves that want to destroy humanity and conquer the world. Ah, that's cool. That's cool. Can't wait until Final Destination Bloodline. I like the Final Destination movies. They are exactly what they say they are. And I agree with you. I think the next one's going to be just more of that. It's going to be great. Ooh, excuse me. Which country do I live in? Jevil dude. I live in the UK. I live in England. I live in Yorkshire specifically. But I've spent quite a number of my years in the US, in Atlanta, Georgia, to be precise. About pretty much from 9 years old up until about my 20s. Yeah, long time there, which is why, as you can imagine, I've got quite a mixture of an accent. It's not perfectly one or the other. It just does its own thing, and I just go with it. Unless I truly like focus on trying to only do one accent, then I can. But even then, it's not perfect. But I get a lot of a lot of people asking, a lot of nice comments. People say I've got a nice voice, so I just embrace it, bro. I think it's great. You live there. You live where? In Atlanta, Georgia, or in Yorkshire? Because very different places. Very different. But I'm glad you live there. Glad you live there. Also, Ultimate Number is based off Kaiju number 8. That's right. I read that one. Q says, I'm interested because the title could please tell me what's going on. What about the 50,000 subscriber special thing? So the first half of this live stream that we've done is basically me doing a highlight tour of my life, mainly from like high school onwards, when I really started delving into my creative stuff and covering some of the early stuff I did, how I kind of got to where I am now, and potential future stuff that we're working on. And now we're just kind of having a little bit of a hangout for a little bit, and then I'll probably wrap it up pretty soon. I've got a couple of things I've got to do, but I wanted to be able to do this because I said I was going to do a 50,000 subscriber special, and I'm at 55,000 now, so I'm already behind. I got to get better. I got to get better at this. You watch one episode of the Dad and Lad podcast. It's not for everybody, I mean, for the most part, we love to talk about movies and fuck around with stuff, but we just like having a good time. So appreciate you though. Appreciate that. And even the Badlands Boys Urban Explorer ones. I mean, we talk somewhat about locations and entities like ghosts and stuff like that. But yeah, again, those things didn't really go super far. It's a bit of a shame, but it is what it is, But hey, I appreciate that though. Thank you. Thank you very much. I remember catching me mentioning that a while back, going, "Ooh." Oh, from what High Howler's saying. Of course, Kafka Hibino is Kaiju number 8. His power allows him to kill a Kaiju in one strike. Oh, so he's One Punch Man of Kaijus. Got it. Now I understand that. I haven't seen Kaiju number 8, but I know of it, but I haven't watched it. You like Entines? Entines? I don't know how to pronounce that. By living situation. Ah, right. Okay, everybody, I'll let you guys chat for a minute. I gotta go pee. Can't help it. Gotta pee. I'll be back in a minute. You guys chat. When's my birthday? My birthday is February 17th, 1992. The actual day I was born. It was a Monday. So glad the camera follows. Hi, everybody. I'm back. We'll probably wrap up here in a little bit, but I don't know, unless conversations obviously go quite well and stuff. Excuse me. Let's see. Sorry about spelling. That's okay, Q. Gabriel XPA. Hey, bud. Welcome to chat. Chaos says, almost 7 years younger than me. You feel so old. Everyone is Babu. I am a Babu. 33-year-old Baboon. Baboon? Oh, so rude. Why do I feel like there's going to be a jump scare while he's gone? Yeah, not in this. Not in these ones, no. I don't have any fun, extra ARG, spoopy plans or anything like that. Never been very good at that. I have had ideas, but I've never been able to implement. So, maybe in the future. But not yet. Nice stream. Thank you, Q. Thank you. I appreciate that. Chaos says, I'll probably literally pee myself. Right now. It's been quite a morning in fraying your nerves. You found out your cats ruined your taco kit. The little bastards. They started with cheeseburgers and they're moving on to tacos. My God. Like, didn't just steal, they scattered what they didn't steal. That's so rude. That's so rude. What did you think of Don't Feed the Muse by Alex Bale? Don't Feed the Muse. Oh, that sounds familiar. Let me have a look. Hang on. Just need a refresher. Bear with. Oh. I don't know if I've seen these. Yeah, I don't think I've seen these. Interesting. Well, I won't spoil myself. I'll have to check that out. So I don't know what I think of it because I haven't seen it. But thank you for letting me know of it. Don't Feed the Muse. Got a whole little web series about it. Cool. Well, that'd be fun. That'd be fun to check out sometime. For sure. Don't know if we'll be able to do a live stream on watching it. Because there might be copyright issues. Unless somebody else has done... No, people have done explanations, but it doesn't look like anybody's done the whole thing. So, yeah, we'll see. Interesting. Good to know. So tired about ask what you thought about something I damn well know you haven't seen. I mean, there's plenty of things I haven't seen. I still haven't seen Skinamarink, for example. But I might correct that this weekend. Just because, because somebody yesterday sent me 3 separate messages saying, how have you not seen Skinamarink? And I was like, well, you commented on 3 different videos just to say and I'm like, fine. I'll make sure I fucking watch it this weekend. I'm sure it's going to be good. Maybe. I'm not sure. I've heard good things about it. And I'm definitely going to watch it, so. There's plenty of things I haven't watched, though. That's the thing. We only have so much time. There's still so many things I'm still behind on. Like, I've only just caught up on Invincible, for example. And that was really good. I like that. God, what else have I been watching that I need to catch up on? I'm sure there's stuff. It's just not coming to me right now. Because that's the thing. Whenever I open, like, Netflix or YouTube or anything, I've got to watch later thing. The problem is I don't always use it. And I fucking need to. I've got a list and everything, and I haven't even got through that. It's crazy. It's so easy to add stuff that you're watching and then just not watch it. And then you just get overwhelmed seeing that you're like, oh, I've got like 50 things I'm supposed to be watching. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I really need to. Well, we established it yesterday's stream when I mentioned it. You also haven't seen Skinamarink. That's fair. I don't think there's anything wrong with not seeing things. But, I need to. I like horror. I need to. It's pretty random to say this right now, but I just want to tell you I've seen either ghosts or entities in real life and in games. Well, I've seen them in games. That's for sure, because yet again, you can program them there. But you've seen them in real life? Okay. What kind of, do you have any specific experience you want to tell us about? That'd be quite interesting. Or if it's too much to type out here, maybe you type it out in an email to me or put it up in a Reddit post or something like that, and maybe I'll read it then. Question mark. Experiences are interesting. I do agree. You need to finish Dark. Oh my God, I think I watched like 2 or 3 episodes of Dark and I really liked it, and then just never picked it up again. But it's on my list in Netflix. I am the same. I've yet again heard good things about that too, and I'm like, fuck. Still working on You dealt with spooky stuff, but only seen one once. Okay. Well, you guys want to tell me your spooky experiences? That's really interesting. I like that. Hi, Howler says, I'm still working on the remaining chapters in the story. Cool, man. Cool. Good to hear. Good to hear. Good to hear. Good to hear. Yeah, I'll hang out for another 5-10 minutes. Oh, and then gotta see how my family's doing. If we need to go out and do anything. I might pick up like fish and chips today. That's not a bad shout. Enjoy a little bit of sunshine. Maybe I'll walk along the river. Was it Air? Not Airedale. The River Air? No, I forget the one that's near here. But it's not far. It's not far from here. It's a nice river. It's got like a cool little walkway bridge on it. Talked about some of them with Discord Gardic Phone Hangout. Ah, right. MetaZoo has subscribed. Wow. I didn't know that Meta had a zoo. Mark Zuckerberg is really trying some stuff, isn't he? Well, thank you for the subscription, Meta. Meta's zoo. Working on Chapter 5, the first bond of the hybrid. This time I'm adding a new element from Alpha and Omega. Either a separate story you're talking about, or you're talking about the weird wolf kid movie, Alpha and Omega. It's so weird that I remember that. The mysterious window AC being clicked on, for example. Oh? That is kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Not super weird, but it is a bit weird. You are talking about the 2010 movie. I thought so. Yeah, Alpha and Omega. I was like, that was about like wolves, wasn't it? I remember that. I used to, I mean, as people do, I used to do a fair amount of like babysitting of people's like kids or younger cousins or stuff like that, and so that is how I know of that movie. Is through one of those babysitting sessions. I also very quickly found out that children will do the same thing on repeat, constantly, even if it's like awful. They'll easily consume the same thing for 12 hours straight, even if it's a 5-minute video. It can be very painful. It's about the love story of the Alpha Wolf, Kate, and the Omega Wolf, Humphrey. That's right. I didn't remember their names. I just remembered Alpha and Omega. I think one's blue, one's pink. If I remember right. I don't remember everything about the movie. I just remember the name and the fact it was about wolves and stuff. But there's plenty of things that I remember a fragment of, you know. You clicked it off, went outside, and heard it come on. It's been turned on. The sun was asleep and Spas clearly hadn't moved and said he didn't. Oh. Ew. That is mysterious with the AC. That is mysterious. Well, this was a long time ago when I was sleeping, and I heard laughing while I was sleeping. Also seen a ghost floating, female, wearing a pink dress and had either blonde or brown hair when at school. Heard laughing when you were sleeping. Easily debunkable, but still weird nonetheless. Also seen a ghost floating, female wearing a pink dress. Yeah, if she's floating, that's fucking weird. That's real weird to me. How do you disprove that? That's fucking strange. When at school as well. Ugh. All the places. Ugh. That's creepy as shit. The school was also near a graveyard. Convenient. But I suppose leads a bit of credence as to what's going on. Hard to say. Yet again, I've never had any experiences myself. The only quote-unquote scary experience I would say, even then I wouldn't really call it scary. Me and my family, long time ago, went to the St. Augustine Lighthouse in Florida, supposedly haunted lighthouse. And I remember it was a group tour as well, so like it really makes you not afraid of anything. But all the lights were off, we're out to walk around with torches and shit, and they had this like super heavy bucket and everything, and it's like, oh, yeah, the bucket's like crazy heavy, and I just remember it basically sounded like it either shifted or dropped or something like that. I mean, I don't know how anybody can, prove it wasn't a person. It was a big group of us in this lighthouse. So, yeah. I won't really call it scary. It was kind of weird. Cool atmosphere. I liked it, but yeah. It was a noise in a lighthouse full of people. Sorry, I think somebody's lying. It's not like they have cameras in the place. You missed the question mark again. Oh, don't worry about that. Don't worry about missing the question mark. People have heard steps upstairs and vague talking when no one was up there. Can't be carbon monoxide or weed have died given the time frame. Oh, or you would have died given the time frame. Right. Yeah. Yes, I've always been impressed by footsteps. I like the idea of like being able to hear what sounds like somebody walking around in a place that nobody else is. I've always thought that was interesting because I know sound can travel, but when it comes to like footsteps, those are quite distinct. I don't think those travel in the exact same way, especially when like it's like right above you kind of a thing, and you're like it sounds like somebody's right above you. Yeah, I think that's really impressive and strange for sure. That's more where I'm like, okay, I can believe some of this stuff, but even so, because I haven't had a definitive experience myself, I'm like, I'd love to have one, but it just never happened. Never happened. That's all. And a couple of times I've seen a head poking from under your bed when you were plugging your phone in. Wow. Gotta admit, that freaked me the fuck out. That's pretty freaky. That is pretty freaky. Yeah, I don't know what to make of that. Unless you have some secret person living in your house, which is an entirely separate fear. But damn, I'd be freaked out about that. Your mom blessed the house, and things got intense and heavy atmosphere and real bad for a bit after. And when nobody's walking / have stopped walking. Kate has brown eyes. She's golden brown with white underbelly. Okay. I know we're talking about the Alpha and Omega movie. Is why. I'm with you. I don't remember anything else about the movie. So cool. It's cool that you remember. I suppose I could Google it, but I don't care enough about that movie to look into it. So, Humphrey has blue eyes, his fur gray, his fur gray, light gray, dark gray, and white. So Humphrey was kind of a gray one, and she was golden brown. Okay. What was I thinking of blue and pink then? It's definitely a wolf movie about. Maybe they weren't wolves. Maybe they're like dogs or something, but it was like a blue and a pink one. But it was kind of a weird 3D animation. I could have sworn that was a movie as well. I don't know. Clearly misremembering certain things, aren't I? I can move my microphone around. Whoa, ghost. Just kidding. It's on a little attachment thing. It's pretty great. Love the fact that it's incredibly mobile now compared to being on the boom arm. It's much better. Much better situation for me. I can move this microphone around all over. It's freaking great. I'll tell you what. What's the? That's fine. It's fine. It can be on that pattern. I don't give a fuck. Ah, God. Well, not a bad little time. Even a little bit of a hangout with everybody at the end. This has been pretty nice. Maybe I need to do little hangout streams more often. We just hang out and talk and just chat shit. That's kind of nice. We can all be cozy, like drink some hot drinks, have some popcorn, talk about boys or something. I don't know. Talk about cool shit. It's kind of fun. Memory is weird. I swear I watched something that people swear is mixing up things, but I have vivid memories of it. You talking about like the Berenstein Bears and the Berenstein Bears type mix up? Because I've always found that kind of stuff to be weird. Yeah, I do know what you mean. Where it's like they're slightly misremembered and it makes you feel like it's a parallel kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. Kate's fur is golden brown with a white underbelly. I feel like I'm reading two entirely separate scripts at the moment, and I'm doing my best to keep them both fairly serious because I take my job seriously. I really don't, but how can I? I feel like it's good to not take it 100% seriously. Like I want to give it the best quality and everything like that, but like you have to not take things 100% seriously. I think it's just crazy. It's crazy. Unless, of course, we're talking about like saving lives and shit. That's obviously different. I think that's very different. But I'm just talking. I don't think I have to take it seriously. Like the plot of one thing, but the style and tone are different and similar to something else. Okay, so it is like a slight different remembrance. I'm with you. Kate's sister Lily has lavender eyes. Her fur is silver gray and white. I didn't remember that she even had a sister. But yet again, I don't remember a lot about that movie. I just remember that they were wolves. And I suppose they fall in love over a period of time. Or like they disrupt the natural order of their wolven tribe thing or something. I don't remember, but it's exactly what it sounds like. A teenage romance thing, kids movie about wolves. But not like Balto. Balto was a fucking wicked cool wolf movie. That was a good fucking story. Based on a true story as well. Fucking awesome. Balto, man, that takes me back. That's fucking great. And the alpha, Garth, has green eyes. His fur, russet and cream. Russet and cream. You pulling some info off the internet? It's really you got some very interesting descriptions. I'm haunted by this. I keep hoping it ends up being some internet mystery because someone finds it. LMAO. I get that. It's a horrifying thought whenever you somewhat remember something, but it isn't correct, or it's different than you remember it. I do know exactly what you're talking about. I definitely have. I mean, I'm similar to you. I have vivid memories of specific things, especially things I'm like into, and then I'll revisit it, and it's not how I remember it, and it's weird. But I guess it's like the nostalgia filter, isn't it? Like you remember it in a certain way because it made you feel a certain way, and in reality, it's not quite that good, or it's just not the same. But I think that's okay. I think it's acceptable. It's an acceptable thing. Oh, all right. Well, any other comments or questions or last minute thoughts, everybody, before we wrap up? And I will do a little bit of work and then probably go get me some fish and chips, have a little walk and stuff. That sounds nice. That sounds real nice. It's just a lovely sunny day for it, Winston, Kate's father, and Tony, Garth's father, were foolish to see the reason why Humphrey and Kate saved them from the caribou stampede. Especially Humphrey saved Katie. Or Kate, sorry. I hope everyone has a great day. I agree, Chaos. I agree, too. I hope everybody does have a great day. Or a great night. Or a great morning, depending on your time zone. Hey, this is kind of random, but I want to tell you stuff about your dreams. Okay. You want to hit me with some dream stuff, Chloe? I can do 5 minutes. I can do 5 minutes. Hit me with it. The two old wolves decided to lift the rule that an alpha and omega cannot howl together. Howl is code for sex, by the way. But for real though, no, yeah, yeah, it was definitely something like the alphas and omegas couldn't, Romeo and Juliet story, I guess. We're two opposing dichotomies. We can't interact with each other. That would disrupt the natural order that we've made up. It's not really natural, but we're pretending it is, damn it. You were going to say it's a euphemism. Oh, yes. But a lot of kids things aren't they? There's always like secret adult jokes and shit like that. And and a number of kids and younger adult like shows and movies, right? I think that's great. That's great when they can secretly, make an adult laugh as well. And you're like, you know what? That's good. That's real good. Which means that Kate and Humphrey can finally be together. Even Garth and Lily are together, too. Laugh out loud. Heart emoji. Poo emoji. You can just see the clips from Alpha and Omega. I'm probably not going to do that, but thank you. Here we go, Chloe. So when you have a dream, you're like half aware, have a different set of memories, and you have a lot of dreams where I'm an entity or just not really scared of entities. I'm guessing you meant half awake. You have a dream where you're like half awake, have a different set of memories, and you have a lot of dreams where you're just an entity or not really scared of them. Okay. High Howler's off to work on the story. Fantastic. It's been a pleasure having you, High Howler. You take care, my buddy. You take care. That was also for you. I love the fact that I can just move this microphone around. It's like so pleasant. Except Wizards, which was supposedly a family film, and the subtext is text. The dream thing is relatable, and half aware is definitely a thing that happens. Yeah. And then it makes you think of things like lucid dreaming and stuff like that. Like I think that's always quite interesting as well. How you can like do your best to really be so aware that you're dreaming and that you can maybe have like a level of control over it, and you can even remember certain things specifically. It's quite interesting. I think dreaming is certainly a fascinating like topic, right? Because you never, our dreams can be incredibly fucking out there, can't they? And yet some people can like dissect the meaning behind that. Whereas for me, I'm like, well, it just feels like some of the shit is just random, right? Because I mean, we do all kinds of thinking all the time, and I feel like sometimes the subconscious is just like, hey, I just need to spurt some fucking random shit out. But I could be wrong. I'm clearly not an expert on that. You also had a nightmare before that was really weird. You want to tell me? Okay, go ahead, Chloe. We still got a couple of minutes. Go ahead. You go ahead. I'll read it out. Oh, my foot's gone numb. I think it's gone to sleep. I don't know why. Just adjust. I'm just gonna sit here for a minute. Woo. Oh, I'll have to check how this has done. I need to do that as well. Sports number 1 lover. The new deep noise sounds like you're open a portal to the darn galaxy. Okay. Sometimes comments are incredibly strange, let me tell you. Sometimes they're great. And sometimes they make no sense. There was a guy who worked at my local Best Buy who was a mirror image of one of my cousins. I didn't think doppelganger. Dude's dad was kind of less than faithful to my aunt. So I assume it was just my cousin's bastard brother, but it was quite a trip. That's a newish comment on the doppelganger video. That's quite something. So I love hearing people's takes and stories and ideas and concepts and comments. You just never know. Some of the stuff is great, man. Some of the stuff is really great. I can't fully lucid, but partially. That's a common thing for me. Like, I know things. I'm kind of there. Can even change things rarely by reflex, but never full control. I'm the same as you. I've never been able to, like, 100% do it. I know I do have a friend who used to be able to do it, and that's what kind of started my journey into attempting it, but I've never been very good at it. But I would say I've done a level of lucid dreaming, but it's not enough where I'm like, wow, this, like, changes my life or something like that. I'm still like, well, and to be fair, there are plenty of times where I don't really, I mean, maybe I just don't remember all the dreams, but I feel like I don't always dream. Which I don't really feel like is a bad thing because I sleep quite quickly. I still get plenty of sleep, but like, I don't remember every single dream, that's for sure. Because you always start in the middle, right? You always start in the middle of a dream. I always found that to be weird. But then it just reminds you that it is just random shit sometimes. Chloe. So, like, this girl was sitting in the bathroom, and this old guy, I think it was her father, broke through the bathroom wall, laying down, flying through the wall with one of his feet chopped off. So, let me just repeat that. So a girl was sitting in the bathroom, and this old guy, maybe her father, broke through the bathroom wall, laying down, flying through the wall with one of his feet chopped off. And you've had a Roblox version of this dream too? It's very horror movie material. It's pretty great. It's a cool, weird story. Yeah, that's pretty great. I mean, I suppose it's horrifying, but like, from a horror perspective, it's like, wow. I definitely see that in like The Conjuring or fucking Insidious or something. It's awesome. Or like an Exorcist movie. That'd be fucking cool. I actually don't always start in the middle. Do you not really, Chaos? Well, that's I feel like I always start in the middle of something because I'm like already in a situation. It's already ongoing or something like that, or I'm like in the middle of a conversation with somebody already, or I'm in the middle of a date, or I'm in the middle of a ride somewhere. In one situation, I was in the middle of a cable car ride. I remember that a little bit. Don't remember where we were going or anything like that. I couldn't. If you looked out the windows, you couldn't see anything. It was very Silent Hill, just like pure fog everywhere and shit. It was fucking horrifying. But that's yeah. It's always in the middle of something for me. So that's interesting. Oh, hang on. We got an update, but it hasn't. There we go. On the Roblox version, it was different, where we go inside the bathroom, and instead of the guy going through the wall, the windows go on the floor, and the door goes on the ceiling? Okay. So it's mostly the same, but like the room orientation is a bit different. It's a bit like as if so you fucking rotate it maybe. Like we're in Inception. Don't know why I went Minnesota. That was kind of weird. Mine sometimes very much are beginning, middle, and really chaos. Wow, you get like a full fucking story dream. That's kind of cool. That's yeah. I've never heard that. I mean, I'm sure it's a thing, obviously, because you have it. I wonder how many other people have like a full story dream. That's really intriguing. That is really, really intriguing. Really intriguing indeed. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. I can't even imagine having. I'd love to have a full story dream. That'd be really fucking cool. Wow. Making me jealous, guys. Making me so jealous. Ah, man. 2:30 my time now. 2:30. Reddit rejected your dream story at some point with no explanation. What a bunch of jerks. Reddit love to be fucking weird about that, though. That's very true. I mean, I've definitely put up a number of posts in different places, even feeling like I meet their criteria and their rules and everything, it still gets taken down. So I do feel you on that. Reddit could be a pain in the ass for that shit. Which is why in my subreddit, unless you're spewing, hatred and shit, it's going to be accepted. Even if people are like, oh, it's not a scary thing. It's like, it doesn't have to be a fucking scary thing. I'm allowing people to come in here, be creative, and have a good time with each other. And share their interests. So it's not only going to be horror, it's going to be open to every kind of thing. Because that's what artistry should be. Trying things. Being creative with each other. Giving feedback. And maybe crafting stories together. I think that would be fucking cool. And that's the plan. When I eventually do it. I do need to make a logo. I had a cool idea for like a 3D rotating logo. Haven't been able to do that because I cannot animate. But even then, I don't know where I put that on Reddit. I feel like that'd be cool for like a video watermark. But I might do that in the future. I do have to think of like a regular logo just for the subreddit. I think because I could just do the classic double N, but like I said, I want it to be the Nate at Night network because the idea is it's a network of people. Which might be affiliated with me in some way, shape, or form, but I want it to be an open network. Like anybody can join as long as they're not there, be a dick, right? That's just my 2 cents on that. Walking with Birds. Hi, buddy. Welcome to chat. Howdy, partner. I'm from a faraway land called Europe, and in Europe is Germany, where you are. I do know of Germany. It's a fantastic place. You have one of my all-time favorite events, the Oktoberfest. And I also used to work with Legea, who was a German anthropologist. So I quite like Germany. You're welcome, my friend. You're very welcome here. Walking with Birds. Good name. Good name. I like that. Chaos says, the screams of the man being burned alive woke me up somehow. What the fuck? Oh my god. That would probably wake me up in a dream. Somebody screaming and shit. I mean, in a dream even. So, like, I don't want that in a dream. It's horrifying. Well, you're a bird. Insert bird.jpg. You're a bird with humor. I love it. That's great. You certainly are a bird. What kind of bird are you? If you had to pick. If you had to pick one bird, or if you can't pick one, pick like a top 3 or a top 5 of bird you want to be. Let me know. We might wrap up with that. Sorry, I know you came in super late, but this wasn't going to be a super long stream. It's mainly me showcasing my life in the first 30 minutes and then now kind of hanging out. Have a good little time. Chloe says, wait, I just remembered. I've had a nightmare recently and it was very strange. I don't know why I gave everybody different accents. It's just what's coming out right now. Yes, I'm a dinosaur, an iguanodon. Oh, nice. Oh, I know what an iguanodon is. Very cool, my dude. Very cool. I'm guessing you're a fan of the Weird Bird series, then. Good shit there. Good shit. There's Weird Birds Part 1, Part 2, and the Wayho Files. There's also... well, I've got a little playlist on my channel of everything Weird Birds related, including a response to Part 2 from Wayho themselves. That was quite fun. Yeah. We all know birds aren't real. That's, I mean, you know, government things is true, of course. Yes, absolutely, birds aren't fucking real. But dinosaurs are. Dinosaurs are real. Yeah, the government couldn't spy on us back then, so yeah. That's funny. That's funny. All good. Thumb spike up. Nice. Chaos, you're not real. Oh, well, we all know chaos is very real. Chaos is like the one true determinable in real life. There will always be chaos, as there will always be order, because those are opposites. And one cannot exist without the other. That is how opposites work. Kind of, somewhat. No, I'm thinking of a different term. I don't remember what the term is. It's like two sides of a coin. You can't have one half without the other half, right? Something like that. I feel like I was trying to say something really profound and I really fucked it up, so I'm so sorry. Is it bad that it's not the first time you've been told that? Okay. Oh, God, that's funny. That's funny. Chloe says, it was where I was laying in my bed at night. The room was a blue tint for some reason. There was this guy that was inside a water bottle or cactus, and it's a very different thing, and was there to protect me from creepy things. Chloe, are you okay? You... Is the cactus man in the room with us right now? You can tell us. You can tell. I can't do anything about it, but you can tell us. The call came from inside the house. Well, chaos is real in America right now. God. I mean, that's certainly a dark truth, but you're quite right. Kwong says, yes. I agree, Kwong. Chaos, I do actually live in the US. Very true. Hasaka. Aw. Nobody's fault. Nobody expected this. Nobody expected it to be this crazy. But hey, there's a new pope. American. He's a cool guy. He plays video games. Did you guys know that? The new pope is a gamer. Did you know that? I think that's so cool. Then I seen some guy run into my closet and I screamed really loud. I feel that. I'd probably be a bit terrified if I saw somebody run into my closet. Especially if then I open the closet door, like trying to pursue them, and they weren't there. I'd be pretty freaked out, for sure. You do not endorse current stuff, you're actually a target. Yes. You would be. You would be in that regime. It's horrifying. There's a lot of people who are targets now. It's a fucking horrifying reality, and it's not something to be taken lightly, you know. I don't know how people can just make it sound like it's fine when it's not. The people who say it's fine are people who don't believe it would happen to them, and that's the issue, right? That's a big issue about it. And then the guy that was inside the water bottle or cactus came out to see who was in the closet. Huh? Your story certainly is strange, Chloe. Certainly strange. But I am intrigued. I'm very intrigued. The dream ended at that, and for some reason, I really wanted to see what was going to happen. I would have wanted to see what would happen. The cactus water bottle man chased somebody who ran into your closet. I'd want to know what happens next. Keep us updated if you ever have a continuation. You might not, but you never know. It does happen. I've had a continuation of a dream like maybe once or twice. I've definitely had that. Don't remember, but I do remember it happening. I'm saying I don't remember what the dream was specifically about. But I do remember it being a continuation of a previous dream. I do remember things like that. Thought that was interesting. People are tired too. We're all so tired, it's hard to feel the full brunt of it. I get that. I totally get that. I totally get that. Be nice walking with birds. Be nice. It's one thing to joke. But this is no laughing matter. At least since your phone's going to die soon, so it's at 1%. That's okay, Chloe. Thank you for your bizarre dreams and nightmare stories. Those are really cool. Those are really cool. Sorry, we got to wrap up anyway. I have other stuff to do this fine Saturday, including enjoy a bit of sunshine. Because otherwise, I'm not going to get stuff done. Oh, okay. Well, everybody, this has been my 50,000 subscriber special, where we showed you a little bit of my past in the first 30 minutes. Anyway, if you're watching this on a VOD, you might not have made it this far, which is fair if you're on a VOD. I totally get it. It's been fantastic. I'm ecstatic to think we might one day hit 100,000 and get that, I think, silver button plaque thing, silver play button, something like that. That's gonna be crazy. Obviously, I'm gonna showcase it, aren't I, in the videos and stuff. That's gonna be cool, like everybody else does. Of course, it's a great achievement. I'm really excited to maybe hit that point one day. And I feel like now that we've hit this halfway point to it, that it's completely achievable. And it's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal feeling, and I could not have done it without every single one of you. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. There's still more stories every single Wednesday. I'm going to put out a story narration video. Most likely Reddit, might be other ones. We're not sure yet. It all really depends. But if there's specific things you want me to cover, story-wise, live stream-wise, whatever, let me know. I'll find out if I can. If I'm not allowed to, that's one thing. If I am, it'll probably happen. So everybody, thank you so much. Let me just catch up with you a little bit here. Did you not notice I was back for like a year? I did not notice Kwong, but I'm so glad you are back. I think I noticed you maybe ages ago, but I haven't seen you really much since, but that's neither here nor there, Either way, it's lovely having you around. What birds don't laugh? We tweet. Okay. Very confusing. I've shared some of yours in the sub when it happens. For sure. For sure. All right, everybody. I'm very excited to see how the future goes, especially when I open up the Reddit community, because that's going to be a pretty good turning point for me story-wise. Everybody, this has been a pleasure. We will see you for, whatever's next. Cheers.